Have you ever wondered how a simple act like breathing can transform your emotional well-being? Breathing, a fundamental aspect of life, holds a power that often goes unnoticed. Yet, it's an invisible force that can influence the ebb and flow of our emotions and ultimately our quality of life. We live in a world that is often chaotic and filled with stress. In the midst of this whirlwind, emotional regulation becomes paramount. It's the ability to respond to the ongoing demands of life with a range of emotions in a manner that is socially tolerable and sufficiently flexible to permit spontaneous reactions and the ability to delay reactions as needed. When we can effectively regulate our emotions, we're better equipped to handle the ups and downs of life, leading to improved relationships, better decision-making, and overall well-being. Now you might be wondering, what does breathing have to do with all of this? Surprisingly, quite a bit. Our breath is a powerful tool that can help us navigate the tumultuous seas of our emotions. When we breathe mindfully, we are bringing our attention to the present moment, which can help us better manage our emotional states. This connection between our breath and emotions is not just a concept, but a proven fact that's been recognized for thousands of years, particularly in practices like yoga and meditation. So what exactly is mindful breathing, and how can it help us regulate our emotions? In this video, we'll explore the basics of mindful breathing, delve into its roots in Buddhist wisdom, and provide a brief overview of the mindful techniques that can assist in managing stress, anxiety, anger, and other challenging emotions. From deep belly breathing to loving-kindness meditation, we'll uncover a variety of practices that can help you harness the power of your breath. Remember, the journey to emotional regulation is not a race, but a marathon. It's about progress, not perfection. So take a deep breath and let's delve deeper into the fascinating world of mindful breathing. Imagine standing on a serene mountaintop, the world around you still and calm. It's within this tranquility that we begin to understand mindful breathing. This simple yet powerful practice has its roots in Buddhist wisdom and has been used for centuries as a tool for self-awareness and emotional regulation. So, what exactly is mindful breathing? At its most basic, it's about observing and becoming aware of your breath. It's about feeling the cool air enter your nostrils, the rise and fall of your chest or belly, and the warm air leaving your body. No judgment, no attempts to control or change, just pure observation. This is the essence of mindful breathing. Now, let's delve a little deeper. When we talk about mindful breathing, we often refer to the breath as an anchor. Think of your mind as a ship, adrift on a turbulent sea of thoughts, emotions, and sensations. Your breath is that strong, steady anchor that keeps you grounded amidst the chaos. Whenever you find your mind drifting, gently bring it back to the breath. This is the art of using your breath as an anchor. But why the breath? Why not something else? The answer lies within the roots of Buddhist wisdom. According to Buddhist teachings, the breath is the bridge between the mind and body, the conscious and the subconscious. It's constantly with us, yet often overlooked. By focusing on the breath, we're not only grounding ourselves in the present moment, but we're also tapping into a powerful tool for self-awareness and emotional regulation. In essence, mindful breathing is like a mirror, reflecting our inner state of being. When we're stressed or anxious, our breath becomes shallow and quick. When we're calm and relaxed, our breath is deep and slow. By observing our breath, we can gain insights into our emotional state, and with practice, learn to regulate our emotions. Now that you have a basic understanding, let's explore the science behind breath and emotions. Remember, the journey to emotional well-being is a marathon, not a sprint. So, take a deep breath, and let's move forward together. Picture a scientist in a lab unveiling the mysteries of the mind through the breath. Now let's delve into the science behind breath and emotions. This is not just a mystical concept, it's backed by solid scientific evidence. Our brains are intricate networks of billions of neurons, and certain areas are primarily responsible for our emotional responses. The amygdala, often referred to as the emotional control center, plays a crucial role. It's responsible for our fight-or-flight response, a survival mechanism that prepares our bodies to respond to perceived threats. When we're stressed, anxious, or angry, our amygdala is activated. Our heart rate increases, our muscles tense up, and our breathing becomes rapid and shallow. Now, imagine being able to calm this response, to soothe the amygdala, simply by altering your breath. That's where mindful breathing comes in. By consciously slowing down our breathing, we can engage what's known as the relaxation response. It's the flip side of the fight or flight response, a state of deep relaxation that slows the heart rate, relaxes the muscles, and lowers blood pressure. But how does this work? Well, mindful breathing acts as a form of biofeedback, sending signals to the brain that it's time to relax. Deep, slow breathing stimulates the vagus nerve, a part of the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest and digestion. This in turn releases chemicals that act as natural tranquilizers, reducing tension and promoting a sense of calm. And it's not just about immediate relief. Regular practice of mindful breathing can physically change the brain, strengthening the connection between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for rational thinking. This can help us respond to stress more effectively, making us less reactive and more resilient to life's challenges. Equipped with this scientific knowledge, let's learn some mindful techniques for stress relief. Close your eyes and envision a waterfall of tranquility washing away your stress. Now let's dive into the ocean of mindful techniques for stress relief. Picture in your mind's eye a serene landscape. This is a place of peace, a sanctuary from the pressures of daily life. First, let's explore deep belly breathing. This technique involves drawing air deeply into the lungs, allowing your belly to expand as you breathe in. As you breathe out, imagine the tension leaving your body. With each breath, you're inviting calmness to fill the space once occupied by stress. Next, we have the 4-7-8 technique, a simple yet powerful tool. Here's how it works. Breathe in quietly through your nose for a count of 4, hold your breath for a count of 7, then exhale forcefully through the mouth for a count of 8. This process, repeated for 4 breath cycles, serves as a natural tranquilizer for the nervous system. Moving on, let's consider body scan meditation. In this practice, you mentally scan your body from head to toe, observing any sensations, tensions, or discomforts without judgment. This technique fosters a deep state of relaxation and awareness, and encourages the release of stress stored in the body. Finally, we have the loving kindness meditation. This technique involves silently repeating phrases of goodwill toward oneself and others. For example, you might say, "May I be safe, may I be healthy, may I be happy, may I live with ease." This practice is known to generate feelings of love and kindness, replacing stress and anxiety with positive emotions. Each of these techniques offers a unique path to stress relief, and you may find one resonates more with you than others. The key is to practice regularly, making mindful breathing a part of your daily routine. Remember, mindfulness isn't about achieving a certain state or banishing stress forever. It's about cultivating a new relationship with stress, one in which you can recognize it, acknowledge it, and choose to respond in a way that supports your well-being. Now that we've learned how to manage stress, let's explore how to handle anxiety with mindful breathing. A trembling leaf on a still pond, a metaphor for quelling the tempest of anxiety. Anxiety, like that trembling leaf, is a natural response to the world around us. It's a signal from our bodies telling us something needs our attention. Unfortunately, when anxiety becomes chronic, it can feel like a storm raging within us. But don't fear, the solution is as close as your next breath. Recognizing anxiety is the first step in managing it. Pay close attention to your body. Do you feel a tightness in your chest? Is your heart racing? Are your thoughts spiraling? These are all signs of anxiety, but remember, recognizing is not judging. We're not labeling these feelings as bad, but simply acknowledging their presence. Now let's turn to mindful breathing. In the midst of anxiety, our breath often becomes shallow and rapid, but we can change that. Simply begin by taking a deep, slow breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely. Then gently exhale through your mouth, emptying your lungs. As you breathe, focus on the sensation of the air moving in and out of your nostrils, the rise and fall of your chest or belly. This is mindful breathing. It can help calm the storm of anxiety, grounding us in the present moment. Grounding techniques can further help manage anxiety. A popular method is the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. Here's how it works. Identify 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This simple exercise can help bring your focus back to the present, away from anxious thoughts. Remember, it's okay to feel anxiety. It's part of being human. But with mindful breathing and grounding techniques, we can learn to navigate these feelings, rather than being swept up in the storm. From managing anxiety, we move to dissipating anger with the breath. As we continue our journey into mindfulness, we'll explore how the breath can also help us manage other challenging emotions like anger. So, stay with us. The journey is just beginning. The calm before a storm, akin to the peace that mindful breathing can bring to anger. Such is our journey today as we delve into the nature of anger and how mindful breathing can act as an anchor amidst the turbulent seas of this potent emotion. Anger, like a storm, brews within us, a powerful force that can often be destructive if not properly managed. It's an emotional response, a reaction to perceived threats or injustices. But just as a storm brings rain to nourish the earth, anger too can serve a purpose. It can be a catalyst for change, pushing us to address problems and injustices in our lives. But when anger becomes overwhelming, it can cloud our judgment, leading to regrettable actions and words. Here, the power of mindful breathing comes into play. This ancient Buddhist practice allows us to step back from our anger, to observe it without judgment, and to let it pass without allowing it to control us. Imagine your anger as a storm in a teacup. With each mindful breath, visualize the storm within the teacup gradually calming, the turbulent waters becoming still. This is not about suppressing your anger, but rather acknowledging it, understanding it, and letting it pass in its own time. Now let's talk about walking meditation. This practice involves walking slowly and mindfully, focusing on each step and each breath. It's a fantastic way to harness the energy of anger and transform it into a positive force. As you walk, imagine each step grounding you, connecting you with the earth. With each breath, visualize your anger dissipating, leaving room for peace and clarity. Remember, anger is a natural part of life, but it doesn't have to control you. By harnessing the power of mindful breathing and walking meditation, you can navigate the stormy seas of anger with grace and equanimity. We've learned how to handle anger. Now let's cultivate emotional resilience. This is our next step in this journey of emotional regulation through mindful breathing. Stay with us as we continue to explore the transformative power of the breath. A gardener tending to the fragile buds of emotional resilience. Just as a gardener nurtures the seeds into blossoming plants, we can foster our emotional resilience through mindfulness and mindful breathing. Emotional resilience is our ability to adapt and bounce back from adversity. It's not about avoiding stress or hardship, but rather learning how to deal with it effectively. The role of mindfulness in this process is crucial. Mindfulness allows us to stay present, to observe our feelings without judgment, and to respond rather than react to challenging situations. It equips us with the tools to navigate through the stormy seas of life with more ease and grace. Now, imagine integrating mindful breathing into this. The breath, always with us, becomes a lifelong practice, a constant companion in our journey towards emotional resilience. It's like a lighthouse, guiding us back to the present moment, back to calm and clarity, no matter how turbulent the waters around us may be. Consider the story of Maya, a single mother of 3, grappling with the daily stresses of life. She felt overwhelmed, always on the edge. Then she discovered mindful breathing. She started taking a few minutes each day to simply sit and breathe, focusing solely on the sensation of her breath. Over time, she noticed a shift. She was calmer, more patient, and less reactive to stress. Her children noticed the change too, a more peaceful and present mother. Maya's story is a testament to the transformative power of mindful breath. Or think about John, a veteran struggling with post-traumatic stress disorder. For him, flashbacks were a constant battle. When he learned about mindful breathing, he was skeptical, but he gave it a try. As he focused on his breath, he found a way to ground himself in the present, a refuge from his haunting past. Today, John is a strong advocate for mindful breathing, sharing his journey to inspire others. Remember, every breath you take is an opportunity to cultivate peace and resilience. Like a gardener tending to his plants, tend to your emotions with mindfulness and breath. Because emotional resilience isn't a destination, it's a journey, and every breath is a step on that journey.